everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. I talk often about applique stitches. So if you look closely at this table runner with hearts on it, what it means by applique is taking fabric, this is quilt fabric, and you fuse it to your background fabric using a fusible web material. And then to finish off your raw edges, you do applique stitches. Now this is a machine blanket stitch. Now let me show you some other type of fabric that you can do applique stitches on. Now this is a novelty pillow. It's an owl, and this has felt fused onto the fabric. Now you don't necessarily need to fuse it, but if you wanted to, you could. But if you look closely on this, I just used a straight stitch. So your applique stitching doesn't need to be real elaborate. It can just be a straight stitch. The wonderful thing about felt is the raw edges don't unravel. So it would be difficult to, or it wouldn't be a good idea to use the straight stitch on the quilting fabric, because if and when you wash it, those raw edges will unravel. Now, when I was making this particular owl pillow, I have a lightweight canvas and then the felt on top of it. So you can mix your fabrics together. They don't necessarily need to all be exactly the same. But if something you want to be able to wash it, you want to make sure that it can be washed. Felt can be washed, but it needs to be hand washed. Don't put it in the dryer. You just hand press all of the water out of the felt and then just lay this down on a towel and let it dry naturally. Don't put it in the dryer or near a heater. Now this whole design was made using circle templates or a lid from a jar. This whole thing was made from that. So all I did was draw 3 curved edges on these 2 pieces of fabric, cut them out, stitched this one on first, then this one on top and stitched it. The eye area here was using 2 large circles, like about 5 inches in diameter, overlapped them, traced around it, and then stitched it on top of the yellow. Then I stitched 2 smaller circles on top of this, and then once the eyes were done, I put buttons in here, but then I added the beak last. So when you're doing applique stitching, make sure you understand the stitching order before you try to attempt making it. These are applique stitches on my sewing machine. Your machine may have some of these, or it may have even more than what I'm showing you. This is just some of mine. So your computerized sewing machines and some of your newer mechanical sewing machines do have some applique stitches on it. Now these are take practice putting them on. But if you like to do hand applique stitches, let me show you something you can do with those stitches. This entire pillow is made out of felt. Now I use craft felt, which is different than your felt that's used in making hats and other industrial type things. I use hand applique stitches. Now I'm not great at doing hand embroidery stitching because I have a problem with my right hand. I can't hold on to anything with it. So it's hard for me to go very fast to do any of this because my pillow, I'm chasing it all over the table. But this is your basic blanket stitch on the edge of all of these leaves. Then I did a back stitch to create the veins. So if you know how to do that, you can create projects like this. You can also create table runners. Just cut out a long piece of felt. Now you'd have to buy it off of the roll. You can't use the craft felt, so it would be a little more expensive. and then create whatever designs you want to either hand stitch on if you enjoy doing that, or use your sewing machine. Now here is another design. Now this was all done with quilting fabric and sewing machine quilting stitches. But you don't have to do this. You can use the felt, put it on your quilting fabric if you want to, and stitch this same design. Use whatever hand embroidery stitches you want, or machine embroidery if you want. This just has the same machine embroidery stitch all over it, and it's the satin stitch. And you can change the width of your satin stitch. So if you want something to stand out more, you could use the wider stitches, or if it's a real small area, you would use the smaller stitch. So you could do this in felt if you like. And here would be the stitching order on this one. Anything that's at the farthest distance away on the bottom of the design, which is this right here, you would do your embroidery stitches first on that, or applique stitches, even on your machine. Then you would do this next section here. Then the body and head. Then do your eyes, and then do the nose. And I used to know what this little red thing is called, but this is actually done before you put the nose beak area on. Now this is craft felt. It comes in squares like this. And this is what I use the most. I rarely buy any of it that's off of the roll or the bolt. And you can get these at your craft stores. I would check a Hobby Lobby website or the Michael's Craft website and see if they do carry it in their stores. I don't get to a Hobby Lobby very often, so I don't really remember. And Michael's Crafts has just recently been expanding their fabric area. And so you might start seeing it in there. If you want to buy the more expensive felt that's used in making hats, it's also used for soundproofing and vibration. So in case, let's say you have a little music room and it gets a little loud and obnoxious, it's used in there also. Just go on the internet and enter felt fabric, and all kinds of websites will come up. Now, as I said earlier, I really want to stress, yes, you can wash felt. Always read the manufacturer's cleaning instructions to make sure you understand how to do it, because not all felt is made out of the same product. Your higher end felt is made out of wool, and then some of your craft felt is made out of other products that are just mashed together, and they just intertwine themselves to make the felt. So you can hand wash, use cool water, hand press it out, then lay it on top of a towel so that towel will absorb some of the water, and just let it lay there naturally to dry. Keep a heater away from it, and please don't be tempted to put it in the dryer because it will distort your felt. Now, I just wanted to give those of you that are beginners and you're just getting started in sewing, here is a simple project that you can do, and it's very, very quick to do. You can go and buy fleece, and this is like for a child's room. This is just a small one. And you can buy some fleece of your choice. And if it has a print on it, you can kind of cut around that print that you want. I've got the same thing on the back. You bring those not so pretty sides together and then stitch maybe a 1/2 inch seam, and then take pinking shears and trim the edges off. Now, when you're stitching this together, you leave an opening so that you can insert polyfill stuffing. And so this is a super fast project for those of you that are beginners, or you just want a real quick project. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week and that I've sort of inspired you to try some of these projects. Now, if you're interested in doing any of the pillows that I showed you, those links will be listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. So scroll down below your screen till you see the word More. Click on it and that section will expand open and you will see the links appearing. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.